preach and teach your word this day. I want each of us to receive the fullness of your word and the Holy Spirit of Lord our God. Of course, this is Palm Sunday, so find our Palm Sunday message in the wilderness. Please turn to Exodus chapter 16. We've looked at this before, but we're looking at it in a different way today. Exodus chapter 16. Start at verse 3. It says there, "And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For you have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." Of course, they're complaining. They're in the wilderness. Nobody starved to death, but they don't like it. They don't like it because they just don't have the liberty they had before. They don't have the selection they had before. After all, it's a wilderness. Verse 4, "Then the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you." Sounds like a good deal. "And the people go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my way or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily." Sounds good. So all they really have to do is just complain to God, and so God's going to give them bread every day. And they can collect twice as much on Friday, so on Saturday they don't have to collect at all. Sounds like a good deal. But you know, the way we see things and the way God sees things is a totally different issue. Their real complaint was they just didn't have the liberty that they had before. They didn't have not just a selection, but it was really about doing whatever they felt like doing whenever they felt like doing it. And God says, "Okay, well, I'm going to fix you up." We go down to verse 13. "And it came to pass that in the evening the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, It is manna." Manna means, what is it? "For they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat." Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought you said you were giving me bread. So they figured they were going to just have loaves of bread and you just pick it up and eat it. No. That was a totally different deal. In fact, the Bible talks about the fact that it was small like coriander seed. And it's on the ground. So they had to get on the ground on their hands and knees and pick it up. It's like, what kind of deal is this? He's given us bread, but we have to actually work for it. And he said, he gave it. We come back to the verse. He says, "That I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no." What's that all about? It's about discipline, which is the series we just happen to be doing right now. It's about discipline. So they were complaining, and what did he do? He actually, in a sense, made it more difficult for them. They're complaining, "You don't have enough to eat? I'll give you to eat. No problem." But they woke up in the morning, and what they thought was bread, they were expecting loaves of bread, and here it is, these small, fine pieces of something on the ground that they had to pick up off the ground on their hands and knees. "This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents." And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. Okay, so what's this all about? What is the whole issue of manna? What is the whole thing about the discipline? Well, the whole discipline is this. It's like, They had to get up every morning. The discipline that God gave them is they had to get up every morning and pick this manna. They had to pick it before the sun got hot, because it said when the sun got hot, it all melted away. So in other words, pretty much from the dawn, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, till maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's it. When it started to get hot, it was all over. So if you wanted to be lazy, you were going to go hungry. You wanted to sleep in. It's like you weren't going to get enough. So everybody, and you know what? This wasn't a matter of, oh, I'm too tired. That didn't work. I'm too old. That didn't work. I'm too young. That didn't work. Oh, I have a problem with my joints. That didn't work. Everybody had to do it. It was just the discipline that everybody was exposed to. I said, so what has that got to do with us? Well, God expects the same thing from us. He expects us to apply ourselves every day. And what is that? Well, that comes back to Jesus. Because it says in the Gospel of John chapter 6, he said, I am the bread of life. He said, the manna which they ate and they died. He said, but if you eat from me, you'll never die. That's where he said, if you eat my flesh, you can have none of me unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood. The fact is, every day we have to get Jesus inside of us. Why? Because every day the world is pushing on you to push Jesus out of your life. Every day there's stuff working on you to cause you to sin. Every day there's stuff working on you to pull you out of the presence of God, to pull you into the world. Happens every day. And every day you've got to have more Jesus in you, because the world just sucks it right out. Now, verse 19, and Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was wroth with them. Don't like to follow instructions. Who likes to follow instructions? And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot, it melted. So it's like, better get out there, better get it done when it needs to be done. Well, it's interesting because, you know what, everybody picked for themselves, but it wasn't just picking for yourself, actually. It was communal, because then it was measured out by a family, by a person. Yeah, but that's really that's really about what prayer is about too, isn't it? You pray for yourself, but if you're only praying for yourself, you're selfish. Prayer isn't about just praying for yourself, it's about praying for the people around about you too. Why? Because there's times when you need prayer. If you just pray for yourself, who's going to pray for you? If you're just praying for yourself, then really, it's like a soldier, it's an army of 10,000 and everybody decides to go do their own thing. There's no discipline and the army collapses. Verse 22, and it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And they said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and seethe that which you will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is the Sabbath unto the Lord. Today you shall not find it in the field. 6 days shall you gather it, and on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. So what's the deal about the Sabbath? Why no gathering on the Sabbath? God doesn't expect you to work on the Sabbath. Now everybody thinks, well, Sabbath is a day when you're not supposed to work. Well, that's only half the equation. Sabbath is the day you're supposed to be in the presence of God. That's why you're not supposed to work. You like to focus on the fact, I'm not doing the activity, but the activity that's supposed to happen is being in the presence of God. It's interesting, God wants the tithe, 10%, but He wants 1 day a week, which is 1/7 of our time. He wants our time more than He wants our money.